I know the last one was supposed to be it, but I got a message like an hour ago from fuck. What was the account? God damn it! I fucking got rid of it, didn't I? It's what sparked this whole. Because after that, I was just like, 30 minutes later, I was just like, it's a good question. But it asked me why I am the way I am, like why I, like why I am basically why I am the way I am. Obviously, I said it like 3 times, but and it's the fact that like it's more the fact of just like no one appreciates who I am, like fully, like no one appreciates who I am fully. Cause like with my last, not even my last, my most recent relationship and everything, it was like it's one of the things that I can't say I gave it my all because I wasn't. I was kind of just like in the beginning. It was kind of just I was kind of just a shell, you know, because you know I'm very territorial. Like when I date someone, like there's 3 different things that make me whole: my territorialness, my clinginess, and my reassurance. Territorialness is the fact that I will fucking snap on anyone who compliments the person I am with. Is the fact that I'll snap at them. I will fucking I will fight them if I will fight them if that's something that they want to do. Then I'm literally on go, literally I'm on go immediately. Like that's something. It's the fact that that's something that has happened. I've fought a bunch of people before, literally, just for just simply for how territorial I am. Because it's just like what's mine is mine, and not in like a like I own way, but it's just like it's more of like a mental thing. I'm just like that's mine. They're not yours. They're not. You're not dating them. You know, da 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 da. So why are you? It's mainly like it's mainly for like men, if I'm being honest. You know, that's the main thing when it comes down to it. But yeah, I've been in a bunch of fights because of that very reason. My reassurance is more is way more than most people's. Like genuinely, like it's the fact that reassurance is something that like oh you let the person know that that they love you, that this that and the other. But it's one of those things where it's just like it takes me it takes me so long to like it takes me so long to come to that and be like okay, it takes me so long to actually get to that point, just because it's like just because nobody actually care. Like the amount of people that told me like they just don't care about like the amount of people that have said like, oh, if you didn't have those 3 things, you'd be the best man ever. You know, like you'd be like top. You'd be the fucking top 5. You'd be a fucking catch. Whereas the fact that you have those 3 things, those 3 flaws that just make it where you just aren't. You know, so it's the fact that I just at some point just I stopped doing I stopped not even comparing myself, but I stopped just incorporating those things in my relationships. But it's the fact that when I took those out, it's the fact that other ones it's the fact that when I took those out, other flaws came in, and those were probably worse. Like cheating, for example. Literally, like if you could find any of my exes, you could tell them like Did I ever cheat on them? No. Like it wasn't something that was with. It wasn't something that. It wasn't something that was me at all. It isn't. It wasn't. But the fact that. But then again, also ask them like if they also said that like if I didn't have my three flaws that they would continue to be with me or they would or I would be like the best I'd be the best catch they ever had or so like so on or so forth, you know. It's just it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you can't just close off your flaws and they just stay gone. You know, it's the fact that if you have flaws, it's the fact that they're always gonna be there, but it's the fact that when those ones aren't there and you push those ones down, it's the fact that new ones come up. And it could be ones that you didn't even know that you were even capable of doing, you know? But it's the fact that like it's 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 crazy because it's just like the timing. It's the fact that it's the timing about it. Like that's the thing that's horrible, at least to me, is the fact that the timing was just off because it's the fact that I was going to basically tell her like literally everything on like my entire life on like why I am the way I am and everything. And it's the fact that basically I was basically not no, I don't even know. I was basically too late, and it's the fact that me personally, I don't. It's me personally. I don't feel good about basically guilt tripping people, making people feel sad, just so then they stay. If I'm being honest, like it's just not. That's not something that's me. I don't know. It just seems weird to me to have someone do that to someone. If it's guilt tripping or just straight up forcing somebody to do something they just don't want to do. It to me it's just like that is so like not okay. Like actually, like what the fuck is wrong with you? But you know, it's one of those things where it's just like you think about it and then you think about like what that person went through, and it's just like you think about the person that did that to them, and it's just like I bet you they don't feel the same shitty way that I do. You know, I bet you they don't feel like absolute garbage because whatever they did, you know, they could still be seeing them, or they could, you know, like they could have not mattered. It may have not mattered to them, or whatever the case may be. You know, it's one of those things where it's just like I bet you they don't feel shitty. You know, which doesn't do anything except piss me off more because it's just like that is the fact that I know they don't. That's the thing. But it's I don't know. It's a lot. If I'm being honest, it's definitely a lot to deal with. That's one thing that a lot have said. At least they have said to me. It's just like it's not you. Well, it's not. Well, one person said it's not. It's not me. It's you. We're just like, oh, okay. I think that saying is it's not you. It's me. But okay. It's just like I was basically filtered as like a high end like car basically where it's just like I'm like high maintenance in the sense of just like you have to constantly like let me know that that you want me and everything. But it's just I don't know. It's the fact that I get in my own head and I'm just like that person wants you. But it's like, do they? You know? But it's definitely weird. It's like I don't know. If anything I wish like something I genuinely want to do. Genuinely. Like and it's nothing bad. It's like the fact that the thing I want to do is I want to just tell her everything. You know, literally. I want to tell her everything, and I want to just, for the first time in my life, I want someone to help me. But it's crazy because it's like, I want her to help me. Which is weird. Just because I feel comfortable talking to her about, like, whatever. Like, I feel comfortable with her talking about everything. You know? It's that I don't feel comfortable talking to other people or random people about it. But it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's one of those things where I'm never going to be able to fully be, I'm never going to be able to fully be myself simply because, like, simply because, like, that part of me just isn't, like, loved, you know? Just the fact that no one, like, who genuinely could love that? Like, to genuinely love a person like that, you know? No one. That's what I've basically gone with. No one. Well, not even no one. There was one person, but I fucked that up. So now it's no one. You know, because no one's gonna ever, like, I can't be my full self. No one's gonna be down with that. You know, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. It's just like, yeah, you're just fucked, dude. you're just fucked. There's nothing else to it. You're just fucked. And it's like, yeah, I am. I know I am. But what else is new, you know? But yeah, at some point I gotta. At some point I have to make a video talking about, like, everything. Like, just a video specifically for her. You know, it's something I wanted. It's something I wanted to do for a while. But it's the fact that I wanted her to be present when I do it. Obviously, like, I wanted her to be a part of it, just so she could, like, kind of talk on it as well, cause since it's a topic about her and everything. But you know, I'm I don't know. I'm certain that I probably won't. I'm certain that she won't be a part of it at any point. So is the fact that I can at least say, you know, my, like, you know, my POV of it, you know, my point of view on it and everything. Obviously, I won't. That's why I wanted, you know, that's why I wanted her to be a part of it. Just, you know, just so, like, I would know if she didn't want certain things to be talked about, just because, like, it just makes more sense to me. But, like, I'm not really gonna talk about, like, everything that's, you know, like, I'm not gonna talk about every little thing, obviously, just because that's, you know, personal stuff and everything. That's more or less for her to say. But yeah, it's one of those things. I definitely have to make a video on it at some point, but and I got sidetracked again because of course I did. But yeah, it's just, yeah, no one really appreciates, like, if I was to give someone my, like, 100% of what I, if I was to give someone 100%, like, if 100% of me, right? If I was to give someone that, is the fact that they wouldn't. It's the fact that at the beginning they would probably appreciate it, but it's the fact that eventually they'd just be like, man, fuck this. Like, absolutely not. Like, what the fuck is wrong? What is wrong? Like, generally, what is wrong with you, dude? But yeah, it's just like, it's one of those things I'm just kind of okay with. It's just like, but it sucks how I just, like, I can't say, like, it's one of those things I can't say, like, what the fuck? it's one of those things I can't say like, oh, I gave it everything I had, and that's the thing that I that generally, you know, that generally sucks, you know, like the fact that I can't, like if someone asks, I can't say, oh, I gave it my all, because I didn't. The fact that those three things were missing, and if I'm being honest, we probably would have broken up a lot sooner if I did incorporate those three things anyway. If generally honest, because I don't know. I've made it basically very known in my mind that those three things are something that just that no one will ever be able to accept. It's the fact that she was the only exception for that, but it's the fact that I wasn't able to actually go forth with it. Because it's the fact that I was going to. It's the fact that like, I was gonna when I was gonna go see her and everything, like I was going to be like, hey, and I was gonna tell her everything. Like I'm not giving my I'm not giving 100% because there's three main things about me that I don't show that are very extreme, and it's the fact of I've lost basically everyone because of it, and it's like I don't want to lose her in the sense, but it's the fact that I already have. But it's like we're talking about at that point in time, like if I went to go, like if I was able to go see her and everything, it's the fact that that's what something I would tell her, and it's the fact that I would explain it. Like I would tell her like that's something I would just like I would ask her depending on whatever it was. I would have asked her like you have a couple of minutes or hours, and I can talk about it, or I just say it all right there, you know. Just because I feel like she would have, if out of everyone on this planet, literally, I feel like she would be the one that would accept it, and not even accept it, but it would be something that she would love, you know. Like genuinely, I feel like it's something that she would 100% love. Just simply because it's just like, just simply because it's like, it's just like, it's basically just being obsessed with one person, you know, like, you know, posting them, doing this, doing that, like it's basically an obsession. Not really an obsession, but you know what I mean. It's like it's just one of those things where it's just like that's mine. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like that's mine. God damn it. But I don't know. I feel like it is something that she would generally. Oh, so much for that. That just broke. Yeah, that just broke right off. What the? Well, so much for this. But I don't know. I feel like I feel like it was definitely something that she would have 100% liked completely. Like I don't think it's something that she wouldn't have liked. If I'm being honest. But you know, I'll never know. Literally, I will never fucking know. It's one of those things where I can think about it and then that's pretty much it. But who's to know? Maybe I'll get my opportunity if I'm thinking about it. If I'm thinking about it genuinely and realistically, probably not. But you know, what's life without hope? You know, what is life without hope? But I think what was the other one? There was damn. There was I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip any of them because I want to say that was only two. Clinginess, that's the one I missed. Duh. Look, clinginess is just it's basically it's self-explanatory. If I'm being genuinely honest, like if I'm being like actually like honest about it, it's pretty self-explanatory on like what clinginess is. It's just like it's more or less, and most people would say like, "Oh, you're just jealous and everything." Like, it's like when she would go to like clubs and whatnot, you know. And I would like be like, it's the fact that I would be like, "Oh, why you gotta go? Why can't you, stay and talk to me and everything?" It's the fact that some people saw that as like me being like trying to be controlling and everything, but it's just like it wasn't. It was more or less me. It was more or less my clinginess because it's just like I don't care that you're going to the club. It's the fact that I care that I'm not with you. That's it. Like it's like I didn't care if she went to the club for like that there are other guys there or anything. Like I didn't care. It's the fact that the only thing I cared about is the fact that I wasn't gonna be with you. Like that was it. Like there's nothing else to that. It was just that. You know, like I don't. It's just one of those things where it's just like I don't care if she goes to the club. Like I didn't. Is the fact the only thing I cared about is the fact that I wasn't gonna be with her, and that's what I wanted. you know. But I don't know. It's definitely the clinginess is just. I feel like the clinginess and the always like it was the fact that with the territorialness, people left because of the amount of like fights I would get in, but it was obviously clearly that they were, it was clear that they didn't, you know, do anything about it, like at all. Because the fact that they didn't care to actually do anything. So the fact that they're getting flirted with and everything, and they just don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh, whatever. And then the reassurance, you can only imagine if you had to reassure someone for like a very, very long time on the same thing. It was more or less just they were just burnt out of reassuring me all the time, you know? And then the clinginess, well, that's just all of it is self-explanatory. If I'm being genuinely honest, it really is. It's very self-explanatory. But that's pretty much all I really got. If I'm being honest, like to basically to kind of somewhat answer the question, it's just like I'm the way I am simply because I know that no one is going to actually care for. No one's gonna genuinely care for who I am. Because it's the fact that you cannot care what someone has to say about like who you are and everything, but it's like at the same time it's like, yeah, that's whatever. But it's at the same time it's just like that's who you are. So it's like they don't care for who you are as a person. But at the same time, I'm getting better. But I simply think it's just because I know that I'm not going to be like dating anybody if it's not her. So it's kind of just like I'm in a better place simply because I know I'm not going to be dating anyone else. So, which I've been called dumb, stupid, idiot, and fucking idiotic, a retard. I've been called so much shit. I've been called a lot, but it's just like not even my opinion. It's my option. Like that's the option I choose because it's just like no. that's not gonna. I'm not gonna put someone through that, you know. So like it's like how I explained it in the last video. Like if I dated somebody, it doesn't matter if me and that new person dated for a year, 2 years, three, four, five, however long. It's the fact that if she messaged me saying like, "I'm sorry about this. Can we get back together?" You know, da 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 da. It's the fact that I call her, we'd have a conversation, and it's the fact that regardless, not even regardless, but it's the fact that we'd have a conversation and I'd be with them or I'd be with her, and then the new person I'm with can kick rocks. You know, it's like I'm not gonna put someone through that. And also, like I said in that thing, also like I said in that video, like, is it something that could happen? It could happen, yeah. Will it happen? Probably not. But it's the fact of if it's the fact that it could happen. So, but yeah, you can definitely go check that video. It's just called "Thank You," and that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really got to say. I'm probably gonna continue to scroll and probably watch, a movie or YouTube or I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't really know what I'm planning on doing, but yeah, that was pretty much the question. I appreciate, I don't even know. I had a gut feeling that it wasn't like it was a person that was trying to like basically bring me lower and trying to make me remember like all the bad I did, I guess. I really don't know. I don't, cuz it just this is the last thing and then, I'll end it. But it's just like it doesn't matter who messages me. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if, you know, her family does it, her friends do it, any new guy that she is with does it. Like, I don't care. And I will continue to not care. Like, it's the fact that she is the only one, she's the only one's word that I give a fuck about. And that's it. Which I think that she knows, I guess. If not, then I'm hoping at some point she knows because it's the reason why her baby daddy is still, alive and whatnot. Is simply because of her. You know, like, it's that there's nothing more to say other than that. Like that's literally it. Like that's the that's the reason. Like that's pretty much it. Is the fact I was thinking about paying him a visit and everything, but it's the fact of like it's more or less that my my anger and rage towards him is a lot less than you know the promise that she had me say to her or the promise that she made me make to her about it. It's stronger. That promise is stronger than my anger towards him. So, but yeah, it's the fact of just like that's just how it is. And to piggyback off of that, that's how a relationship should be. It shouldn't matter what anyone else says about anything. It could be their best friend, it could be their parent, it could be their sister, friends, nephews, cousins, whatever. It could be anyone. The only person's word that you should the only person's word that should mean anything to you is the person that you are with. The only time that you ever actually care about what anyone else has to say is if they have like hard evidence of you know the other person doing something. That's it. And even if they have that, you keep the evidence and you bring it to them, and then you basically like talk about it and everything. But yeah, it's the fact that it should be Like that should generally be how a relationship is the fact of you should only be the only person's word that should matter is the person is your significant other or your spouse, your partner, who whatever it is. Like that should be the only person's word that means jack to you. You know? In my case, she's not my partner, my she's none of that, obviously, but it's the fact that she's the only one I want, and it's the fact that means that her word is the only thing that I generally care about. And that's it. So but yeah, that's about it. Probably gonna clock clock out today. Clock out today. Probably gonna go to sleep today. Obviously. Probably gonna go to sleep soon, I mean. My goodness. But I'll definitely try to find some other videos to post and everything, but appreciate, y'all. If y'all watched it this far, I do appreciate it and everything, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.